Trouble may be landing at the Cincinnati-Northern Kentucky International Airport. Kentucky's auditor is going to check the books of the airport board after thousands of dollars of questionable spending. Local 12 News reporter Jeff Hirsh joins us now with how the money was spent. Jeff.
Well, Cami, even though CVG has far fewer flights than it did a few years ago, it's still an incredibly important part of the local economy. But there are questions as to whether the people who oversee the airport and make important decisions about its future are making decisions which benefit themselves.
Today I'm announcing that my office will conduct a special examination of the Cincinnati-Northern Kentucky International Airport Board.
Most folks who fly out of CVG go to places like New York for business or Florida for vacation. But according to the Cincinnati Enquirer, the chair and vice chair of the airport board went to Bologna, Italy for a 3-day weekend seminar on airports. Cost $20,000. The published reports say the board spent about $250,000 total the past 2 years on travel and on job coaching for the airport's director and on workshops for the board.
Excessive travel and spending is an all too common theme in the course of our investigations. Despite the repetitive nature of our findings, we continue to see public officials justify wasting public money. Taxpayers are tired of it, and frankly, I'm tired of it.
The auditor said this is the 7th time he's been in northern Kentucky this year for some kind of special investigation of potentially questionable or even illegal activity. There's the mayor of Walton, there's the school superintendent in Dayton, there's a top administrator in Covington. And the auditor said he's actually surprised and disappointed at all of this, considering the high level of affluence and education in northern Kentucky. Edelen said the airport board appears dysfunctional. There was an attempt to get rid of Airport Director Candace McGraw, which was ultimately dropped. Edelen said it's possible the questionable spending may be legit.
And if that's the case, then the people who've taken these trips have nothing to worry about. But if indeed they were excessive, if they did not support the mission of the airport to provide affordable service in a growing region of Kentucky, then they ought to lose some sleep. We will not cut any corners in our pursuit of the truth.
The auditor says there are no suggestions of criminal activity by anyone on the board, but if it turns out the money was improperly spent, there could be a civil suit by another agency to recover the money from board members, or perhaps their board or board members would simply decide to pay it back. Back to you.
All right, Jeff Hirsh reporting. Thank you. And the board released a statement saying it welcomes and promotes transparency, and that in the last 3 years, overall spending by the board is down, including a 60% reduction in travel costs compared to the prior 3 years.